All right, so we're going to talk about AI. But you know, AI started in the cloud. It started in the cloud for a good reason, because it turns out that AI needs infrastructure. It's machine learning. If the science says machine learning, then you need a machine to do the science. And so machine learning requires infrastructure, and the cloud data centers had infrastructure. They also have extraordinary computer science, extraordinary research, the perfect circumstance for AI to take off in the cloud and the CSPs. But that's not where AI is limited to. AI will go everywhere. And we're going to talk about AI in a lot of different ways. And the cloud service providers, of course, they like our leading edge technology. They like the fact that we have full stack, because accelerated computing, as you know, as I was explaining earlier, is not about the chip. It's not even just the chip in the library, the programming model. It's the chip, the programming model, and a whole bunch of software that goes on top of it. That entire stack is incredibly complex. Each one of those layers, each one of those libraries is essentially like SQL. SQL, as you know, is called in-storage computing. It was the big revolution of computation by IBM. SQL is one library, just imagine. I just showed you a whole bunch of them. And in the case of AI, there's a whole bunch more. So the stack is complicated. They also love the fact that CSPs love that Nvidia CUDA developers are CSP customers, because in the final analysis, they're building infrastructure for the world to use. And so the rich developer ecosystem is really valued and really deeply appreciated. Well, now that we're going to take AI out to the rest of the world has different system configurations, operating environment differences, domain-specific library differences, usage differences. And so AI, as it translates to enterprise IT, as it translates to manufacturing, as it translates to robotics or self-driving cars, or even companies that are starting GPU clouds. There's a whole bunch of companies, maybe 20 of them, who started during the Nvidia time. And what they do is just one thing. They host GPUs. They call themselves GPU clouds. And one of our great partners, CoreWeave, is in the process of going public, and we're super proud of them. And so GPU clouds, they have their own requirements. But one of the areas that I'm super excited about is edge. And today we announced today that Cisco, Nvidia, T-Mobile, the largest telecommunications company in the world, Cerberus ODC, are going to build a full stack for radio networks here in the United States. And that's going to be the second stack. So that this current stack we're announcing today will put AI into the edge. Remember, $100 billion of the world's capital investments each year is in the radio networks and all of the data centers provisioning for communications. In the future, there is no question in my mind that's going to be accelerated computing infused with AI. AI will do a far, far better job adapting the radio signals, the massive MIMOs, to the changing environments and the traffic conditions. Of course it would. Of course we would use reinforcement learning to do that. Of course MIMO is essentially one giant radio robot. Of course it is. And so we will, of course, provide for those capabilities. Of course, AI could revolutionize communications. You know, when I call home, you don't have to say but that few words, because my wife knows where I work, what that condition's like. Conversation carries on from yesterday. She kind of remembers what I like, don't like. And oftentimes, just a few words, you communicated a whole bunch. The reason for that is because of context and human prior knowledge. Well, combining those capabilities could revolutionize communications. Look what it's doing for video processing. Look what I just described earlier in 3D graphics. And so, of course, we're going to do the same for edge. So I'm super excited about the announcement that we made today. T-Mobile, Cisco, Nvidia, Cerberus ODC are going to build a full stack. Well, AI is going to go into every industry. That's just one. One of the earliest industries that AI went into was autonomous vehicles. The moment I saw AlexNet, and we've been working on computer vision for a long time, the moment I saw AlexNet was such an inspiring moment, such an exciting moment. It caused us to decide to go all in on building self-driving cars. So we've been working on self-driving cars now for over a decade. We build technology that almost every single self-driving car company uses. It could be either in the data center. For example, Tesla uses lots of Nvidia GPUs in the data center. It could be in the data center or the car. Waymo and Wave uses Nvidia computers in data centers as well as the car. It could be just in the car. It's very rare, but sometimes it's just in the car. Or they use all of our software in addition. We work with the car industry however the car industry would like us to work with them. We build all three computers, the training computer, the simulation computer, and the robotics computer, the self-driving car computer, all the software stack that sits on top of it, models and algorithms, just as we do with all of the other industries that I've demonstrated.